You tempt me because you're a contradiction, soft yet fierce, distant yet near, dangerous yet comforting. You tempt me with every subtle glance, like you're aware of the fire you ignite without touching. You tempt me when you speak calmly, yet every word feels like it was meant to unravel me. You tempt me because you make me question my own control. Every second near you is a test I fail. You tempt me with the way you linger on edges, making me want to cross every line. You tempt me because your presence turns ordinary moments into something electric, something unforgettable. You tempt me when you whisper, not to me, but in my direction, and I catch every hint. You tempt me with your subtle gestures, a touch of hair, a tilt of your head, a smile that knows. You tempt me because you make restraint feel impossible, and yet it's the struggle that drives me wild. You tempt me with your unpredictability. Every movement of yours is a promise and a warning all at once. You tempt me when you stare, not aggressively, but like you're memorizing every inch of my soul. You tempt me because you know how desire works, slow, deliberate, and unbearable. You tempt me with the quiet power of your confidence. It's magnetic, and I'm powerless against it. You tempt me because you make the ordinary feel forbidden, the mundane feel like temptation itself. You tempt me when your laughter lingers too long, leaving me craving the warmth of your proximity. You tempt me because every glance you spare feels like it's designed to undo me entirely. You tempt me with your elegance. It's effortless, but it leaves me aching with curiosity and longing. You tempt me when you're gentle, not soft enough to comfort, but just enough to unravel me. You tempt me because you see me completely, the parts I hide even from myself, and you still stay. You tempt me with your patience. It's quiet, but it whispers, I know you'll fall eventually. You tempt me when you step closer, closer than reason allows, but just far enough to tease. You tempt me because you're aware of the pull between us and let it grow without restraint. You tempt me with your body, yes, but more with the way your soul seems to lean toward mine. You tempt me because even your absence is loud enough to make my heart ache. You tempt me when you act unaware, but your eyes betray the truth. You tempt me with your stories, the ones that hint at depths I'm dying to explore. You tempt me because every time I resist, you make me question why I would ever want to. You tempt me with your scent, subtle, intoxicating, a memory that lingers long after you've gone. You tempt me when you stand tall, calm, collected, yet I feel the storm you hide within. You tempt me because desire is not just physical, it's the way you make my mind race. You tempt me with the way you breathe near me, slow, steady, deliberately close. You tempt me because your silence speaks louder than any words could. You tempt me with your confidence, your certainty, the way you seem untouchable yet reachable only by me. You tempt me when you walk past, and my world narrows to the curve of your shoulder. You tempt me because you make restraint feel impossible and surrender feel inevitable. You tempt me with your gaze, warm enough to invite, sharp enough to punish. You tempt me when you tilt your head, studying me like a secret you're about to share. You tempt me because you understand the slow burn of anticipation, the thrill of almost, not the act. You tempt me with the way you notice the small things, the tiny habits only I would see. You tempt me because I can't forget the moments where your presence lingered longer than it should. You tempt me when your lips twitch with a smile I can't quite decipher. Playful, dangerous, knowing. You tempt me because even your absence leaves me restless, wanting more of what I can't fully have. You tempt me with the sound of your voice, calm, soothing, but it carries a weight I can't resist. You tempt me when you sit quietly, yet the energy between us feels like it could ignite the world. You tempt me because desire is not logical, and you're the reason I've forgotten reason entirely. You tempt me with your strength, not muscles, but the way you hold yourself, unshakable and magnetic. You tempt me because every glance, every gesture feels like a dare I can't refuse. You tempt me when you brush past me accidentally, yet it feels entirely deliberate. You tempt me with your charm, but it's your subtle truths that make me ache. You tempt me because even your ordinary moments feel like a forbidden story I want to live in. You tempt me when you seem unaware, yet I can feel your awareness pressing against my thoughts. You tempt me with your quiet dominance, a power that doesn't shout but makes me kneel in my mind. You tempt me because I've never known someone who could make restraint feel so unbearable. You tempt me in ways words can't explain, not just with your body, but with the quiet confidence in your silence. You know exactly what you're doing when you look at me like that, a mix of danger, comfort, and forbidden warmth. You tempt me not by trying, but by existing. Every breath you take feels like a whisper daring me to lose control. You tempt me because you understand my weaknesses, and instead of judging them, you gently press your fingers on them. You tempt me with your mystery, the way you reveal just enough to keep me burning for what's hidden. You tempt me when you walk away more than when you come closer, because distance only feeds my hunger for you. You tempt me not with perfection, but with your flaws. They make you dangerously human, irresistibly real. You tempt me when you say nothing, because your silence screams what your lips refuse to admit. You tempt me with your patience, the way you wait, knowing I'll eventually break and come to you. You tempt me with that knowing smile, the one that says, I've already won, you just haven't realized it yet. You tempt me because you never chase. You just stand there, calm, while my mind unravels around you. You tempt me with the possibility of peace and the promise of chaos, both hidden inside your touch. You tempt me not with what you offer, but with what you withhold, the art of almost giving in. You tempt me when you speak softly, like every word was meant to be heard only against my skin. You tempt me because you understand the power of restraint. You know that desire grows in silence. You tempt me in every room we share without ever needing to touch. Your presence does all the work. You tempt me with your control, your stillness, the way you never rush to feel what I'm already drowning in. You tempt me because you see right through me and still stay close enough to make it unbearable. You tempt me because you're aware of the spell you cast, and you let me walk willingly into it. You tempt me when you laugh. It's not joy I hear, it's an invitation to surrender. You tempt me when your eyes hold mine longer than they should, long enough for me to forget who I am. You tempt me with your confidence, your refusal to hide. You make truth feel like the most dangerous game. You tempt me when you act like you don't care, knowing I crave what I can't claim. You tempt me because you make it look effortless. Every move, every glance feels orchestrated by fate itself. You tempt me when you're kind. It's not the cruelty that breaks me, it's the tenderness. You tempt me with your mystery, the way you keep me wondering what your heart hides behind that calm. You tempt me not by saying my name, but by thinking it, quietly, when you believe I can't sense it. You tempt me with that gaze, soft enough to heal me, sharp enough to destroy me. You tempt me when you lean in, not to kiss me, but to see how far I'll lean back. You tempt me because you understand that desire is not about touch, it's about tension. You tempt me with your silence. Every moment without words feels louder than anything we could say. You tempt me when you pull away, knowing it's the space between us that makes the fire burn hotter. You tempt me with your stillness, your calm while I'm chaos, and somehow that balance enslaves me. You tempt me because you never ask for attention, yet you hold it effortlessly. You tempt me when you walk away because every step you take feels like a dare. You tempt me because you remind me that control is an illusion, especially when it comes to you. You tempt me with your quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't demand, it just exists. You tempt me because you know I'll come closer even when I promise I won't. You tempt me when you look at me like you're remembering something that never happened, but should have. You tempt me because you make sin feel like salvation. You tempt me with your simplicity. No games, no masks, just raw truth that pulls me in deeper. You tempt me because you see the darkness in me and still smile as if it doesn't scare you. You tempt me not because I can't have you, but because I shouldn't, and you know that makes it worse. You tempt me when you breathe near me, and suddenly the air feels heavy with everything unsaid. You tempt me because your energy speaks a language my soul can't stop answering. You tempt me when you pretend not to notice. That's when you do. You tempt me because you know desire isn't about love. It's about the danger of almost crossing the line. You tempt me with your silence more than words. You've mastered the art of quiet provocation. You tempt me because every time I try to resist, I end up proving your power over me. You tempt me not because you're perfect, but because you're real enough to make me lose reason. You tempt me when you stand too close, making the world disappear in that inch of air between us.